What are the best injection sites for testosterone? TRT expert Danny Bossa will discuss best sites for SubQ and IM injections.
Please like and subscribe. Thank you.
And hit that notification bell so you won't miss anything. What is the best injection site for SubQ and intramuscular shots?
Best injection for subQ. So for subQ, no matter how lean you get, you're always typically going to have a little bit over here. That's where people are going to keep, like, if you're down to 3% body fat, if you're going to have any body fat, it'll usually be like right around here. You won't really have much anywhere else. The easiest for me is anywhere around the stomach. Why? Because while I'm injecting, if I decide, I'm going to inject here, I can use my right hand, inject here, and then I can stabilize the whole syringe and the needle with one arm, and then use my other arm to go through and keep it nice and steady. Versus, if you're injecting IM as an example, if you're going to do in your delt, just to take a comparison, you got to do the whole thing with one hand. So it's a little bit of acrobatics, a little bit of getting used to. But for someone that's never injected, like right around there, it's great. So you can literally inject, anywhere here, under here, the side over here, pretty much anywhere. Little people have this little pocket of fat. You can even go on the love handles. So some people just, grab that and just put it like this, go through. I've been doing SubQ for ages now, and I found literally anywhere around this area here, this whole section under here, this whole section, kind of good to go there. When it comes to IM, when I first started doing IM, I was scared to death of needles, and I had researched that the least painful place to inject that had the fewest nerves and whatever was called the ventral gluteal, which is basically a muscle on the side of right over here. If you lift your leg, you're going to feel that muscle kind of expand. Okay, so you can literally just right in there, try that. A lot of people have been doing it there and getting good results. They can alternate each side type thing. It's still a fairly small muscle. Now if you were doing IM twice a week, it could work great. You say, okay, well, Mondays I'll do my right side, and on Thursdays I'll do my left side, and it works out fine. But if you start doing daily injections, it's a very small muscle to be injecting in every single day, or every second day on each side, basically. So guys will typically use a little bit larger muscle. They'll do, I'd probably say first choice is often the delts. Delts, again, it's tougher to do than SubQ because you can't use your two hands. You can either kind of lean up against the wall and stabilize yourself and do it. So you're having to hold it like this, and then it's a little bit of a balancing act. You got to stabilize it and push the prandial at the same time. Plenty of guys get used to it with a little bit of practice. The first times I tried that, I found it very difficult. I got used to it. So you can alternate there. Second place, thighs. Thighs, it's a huge muscle. Pretty much anywhere at the top of the thigh, you're kind of good to go. I would always just find that when I would inject in the thigh, I could feel that spot for a couple of days, almost like something was off. I didn't like the sensation. A lot of guys, they rave, I do the thigh every single day and I'm fine. You just got to find what works for you. You can also do the glutes. A lot less nerve ending as the glutes. Again, you're kind of like having to kind of do it with one hand. You're like this, and then the glutes is a big muscle, so you can just alternate every single day. So that I would probably say those were the three, delts, thighs, glutes. Ventral gluteal I know a couple people that do it, but typically it's the other three. I just find SubQ to be like the simplest, least uncomfortable, least damaging, if you will, spot to do, and it's literally right here. So you can literally look at what you're doing and use two hands and just, pretty much anywhere you go. If you're new to injections, I highly recommend starting with that over IM. And again, if you have issues that you're getting regular nodules or rashes or redness or discomfort or whatever, it could be a sensitivity issue with the type of oil. So instead of using, let's say, sesame oil like I have here, you can get one that has cottonseed oil, or there's a bunch of different types of oils that you might be less sensitive to. That's
Okay.
pretty much it.
And to make it absolutely clear, because I still get a lot of comments under other YouTube videos about SubQ, a lot of men don't even realize that is a possibility. SubQ is as good as intramuscular, right?
It is. So there's the two differences that I found from IM, just based on everything I've read. And I had to read over this again just this past week because I have a friend of mine who's been doing SubQ, wasn't really feeling quite the way he felt like he should be feeling. He switched to IM and he told me a week later, he goes, I feel better. So I don't know what it is, I feel better. And maybe it was just a sensitivity to the oil or whatever it is. And he wanted me to try doing IM just to see if I might feel better the way he feels better. So I wanted to see what is the difference in absorption between the two. And I found two studies on that, and the absorption was pretty much identical. You're going to absorb it quicker doing IM than you will with SubQ. It's a little bit of a faster spike and then drop off. Whereas SubQ, it's kind of a little bit more slower, steadier thing. But if you're doing daily shots IM or daily shots SubQ, when you're doing that on a regular basis, and you were to get your labs done, your results are going to be pretty much the same. There's not really one that's going to say, oh, if I take 200 milligrams a week of IM, my test levels are here, and if I do SubQ, my test levels are here. No, it's going to be very, very similar. I just find that there's less potential for issues doing it SubQ over doing it IM. So I like simple, easy. I don't want issues.
Okay, thank you so much. That was a very clear answer. Thanks.